So join me, shall you, as Adam the Woo always says on his channel. I watch a lot of other channels, and Adam the Woo happens to be one of them that I enjoy watching. YouTuber that travels around all over the place and does some interesting things. But this video right here is going to be a year-end review. What I've done is I've got a bunch of notes jotted down here. Things that went on throughout the year that I'm just going to kind of touch on and kind of skip along. There's what I'm going to do right quick. But just to kind of give you a brief synopsis, the Cotontop3 brand, when I rolled into 2017, I was roughly just over 10,000 subscribers, and as I end up 2017, I'm right at 31,500. So there was a lot of stuff as I was jotting down notes that went on from the start to the end with Cotontop3, and just unbelievable, you know, where I started at to where I am now, and all that. So here we go. So the first day of the year last year, well, actually January the 2nd, when we went back to work last year, the first thing that happened, Kevin was backing the service truck out of the shop and caught the shop wall with the corner of the bumper of Derek's service truck, and all but knocked the whole wall down. We had to get some block work redone on it and all that. I never did show any of that in the video or anything, but so that we started the year off with a bang, let me tell you. And then I think that very same day, or either the day after that, is when I hit his machine with some treetops and just smashed his exhaust pipe on his loader. All that's in videos on there. You can go back to January of 2017 and you can see that. And then in February, that's when I was going through, started in December of 2016, having problems with my truck, my 2016 Dodge. And in February, finally got my truck fixed, and I hadn't had any more trouble with it since. But boy, running through January and early February, I had all kinds of trouble. There's a playlist on YouTube all about my truck if you want to go back and watch through it and see what all went on with it and all that. And so kind of a bleed over thing from 2016 to 2017 was I'd had a logo design, and that was right at the end of the year 2016. And so coming into 2017, I had decided on it, and then it was time to decide on shirts, the colors, all of that stuff. There's a lot goes into merchandise. When you see it on the website, whether it's me or Wes or How Farms Work or Logger Wade or whoever, once you see that merchandise there on the website for you to buy or purchase, or at a show somewhere or something, there has been a lot behind the scenes that has went into that to get it to that point. Just unbelievable. And so in February of this year was when I made my first shirt order, and I started off ordering 100 shirts. And that's another thing. You don't know you know, what sizes, you know, what quantities and all that. So I ordered 100. Of course, I didn't have a website yet. Sold a bunch, just selling them through PayPal, things like that. But having a website was a thorn in my side for this whole year, trying to get something worked out on that. And work in the woods and do my other stuff. And I had a senior in high school at the time, so the home life, and then keeping y'all videos fed. Not a very easy task to try to work on that, and constantly having more and more people ask, you know, when you gonna be selling stuff, and things like that. And so right after that part right there, that's when that chipper guy, John Lacey, was beginning to get really sick then. I did a video, I believe it was in February this year. Lacey was having a lot of troubles, and and all that stuff like that. And everything was starting to kind of escalate along those lines, and all. And then right at the end of February, I got my first shirt order in, and my channel, I'm always looking for different stuff to put out there. So that's when Jason and I hooked up, and Hollis Farms. And y'all know the rest of the story on that, the hog hunting, the deer farm, and the tractors, and the putting up the shooting houses, and all that stuff like that. And so then I roll into doing the fishing videos again, April, crappie fishing, stuff like that. I tried to do some catfishing this year, but it just didn't work out for me to be able to get out there like I needed to. I had so much other stuff going on. I kind of missed the best time, and I was enjoying the crappie, trying to learn to do that. And so I had that going on. And then we rolled on into mid-April, and that's when I got the brand new John Deere 5075E tractor. I got it and a bunch of stuff to go along with it, and was kind of putting videos out along and all that. And then we kind of skipped through May. Not really a lot going on in May. And then June rolls around. That's when we went to New York City. Me and my family went to New York City, and y'all seen a video about the Ground Zero Memorial there. And I've got I've got 2 more videos that I hadn't put out about New York City yet. But during that trip, that's when I met Wes. I had the opportunity to go actually over into New Jersey. I rented a car, I rented a van, went over into New Jersey and met one and only farmer. And we had a big time. There was 2 videos that came from that, me and Wes together doing all kinds of stuff. And then right after that, that's when Jason and I we were really rolling, knocking a bunch of videos out, filming together and things like that. And then rolling August, then that's when I went up and met back up with Wes again, and then Ryan and Travis and all the group with How Farms Work. Got to go up there and met Dwight, Ryan and Travis's dad, and all of them. That trip right there was massive for me. Just huge. And if they do it again, and I talked to them, and they won't, and they're okay with me coming, I'm gonna go again, because I had a big time doing all that. A lot of fun doing that. Monumental for them to put all that together and get all that going. By this time, I had been messing with the website, and I didn't give up on it. I was like, heck with it. So that's when I started asking around, trying to find somebody to help me or do a website for me, because I couldn't do it on my own. It wasn't working. And the magnitude of people asking for things had escalated to off the charts. And so I finally hooked up with a guy. I got some leads on a guy about 3 hours away from me. I talked to him a bunch of times on the phone, and he was able to get me a website going, and that's who I'm using now. Currently using is him to keep my website up and keep it going. And so the website went live about the time Jill and I were going to go to Paul Bunyan. I wasn't sure what I was going to need or anything like that. We made another huge order of shirts. Website went live the first 2 weeks, nothing. There was just a handful of orders come through, and I was beginning to really regret doing that, spending the money, thinking that was something that Cotontop3 didn't need to be involved in at all, that I had done bit off way more than I could chew or anything like that. Nothing was going on. But we went to the Paul Bunyan show, and it was like How Farms Work. It was massive. They normally run 12 to 13,000 people through there at the Bunyan show each fall. And this year here, they told me they had over 15,000 is what ended up coming through. There were an incredible amount of people who came up there just to go through the line to see me and Wade. Vlogger Wade was there. And just unreal. There's 3 or 4 videos from the Paul Bunyan show. And it was really good because it put me in an area in a group of people that I was kind of an outsider. Not really, because I'm more, the logging that I do is more of a mechanized, fast, high production type logging, where we're at here fooling with the pine and some hardwood and stuff like that. Those guys up there in that area are all still hand felling, cable skidders, a lot of mountain cutting up there, things like that. So a big difference between the way that they do it up there and the way that we do it here. But going up there kind of got me included in that group up there. So that was a good trip for Jill and I to go up there and do that. And then in the meantime, doing all that, we moved on to the last track of the year that we were cutting, and we moved on in August. And it was actually 2 tracks. They were right next to each other. Big track in some rough, impossible ground. Y'all saw there were 3 months of videos that came from those 2 tracks right there. Just a lot of wood on them, some real tough cutting and things like that. And then as I moved on toward the end of the year, I get contacted by people all the time, and some things are legit and some are not, you know, and so you get certain contacts, you don't know whether they're for real or not. Well, I had the people from PB Blaster contacted me, you know, and I messaged them back because I wasn't sure it was legit or not, and in talking to them then back and forth with them, I realized that yes, this was real. And they've sent me some stuff, some things that I'm going to be using here coming up, but kind of going through the process, because that's been about a 3-month process now doing that, getting to where it is or where it's fixing to go to, has been pretty neat and all. And in the Amazon, a lot of y'all know that I'm an Amazon, what they call an Amazon affiliate. Well, as the year went with Amazon, that got bigger and bigger, and to the point to where then they invited me into an Amazon influencer, where I have my own Amazon page now that I can put stuff on. So that's in I just finally got all that kind of finished, set up and all. But boy, I spent a lot of time sitting here going over things. Like every morning when I get up, the first thing in the mornings I do, I end up about 30 minutes going through emails and comments and stuff like that come through during the night before I ever even walk out of the house, you know, going sorting through all that stuff. So, you know, I've talked, and Jill and I have talked, and I've thought, well, you know, if it keeps growing at the rate it's growing, and say it doubles in size between, you know, at this time next year, you know, just where Cotontop3 will be. I will say this: I'm not backing down. Keep posting videos. I enjoy posting videos. Got a lot more stuff that I'm going to be giving away. I got different stuff that's been given to me, like this hat, this timber clothing hat. I'll be doing it in a giveaway here pretty soon, and lots of stuff going on. So appreciate all y'all watching me day to day, and all the comments that come through and all of that. So if you like my stuff, please subscribe to me. I'd appreciate it. And all my links are right down below, and the clickable links take you to my website and all that stuff like that. So appreciate all y'all. We'll catch y'all later. Later, taters.